Hello and welcome to the Universe and to a brand new video. Now I've been chatting about Time Lord Victorious for absolutely ages now, and with each announcement I've struggled to see how they can top the last. We've had everything from many masters to an Ood assassin called Brian, who I nicknamed the Laser Shoed. Now Big Finish have played their trump card with a new audio adventure featuring 2 doctors and some familiar voices, so let's jump into Doctor Who Echoes of Extinction. With this patchwork using every property in the BBC arsenal to craft one huge story, Big Finish were of course going to play a massive part. So the latest release stars David Tennant, who plays the 10th Doctor once again, and then we have Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor, a character that is a joy to listen to as his time in the TARDIS is expanded on greatly, using audio adventures. Now these 2 Time Lords face one enemy in an adventure with a stellar guest cast, but before I talk about that, we've got to talk about the plot. We have a synopsis for the story that reads, Trapped. A haunted monster waits to consume new victims. It needs help. It needs a doctor. Unfortunately, it also needs to kill whoever it meets. Thrust into immediate danger and on the back foot, it will take all of the Doctor's ingenuity to triumph. 2 interlinked adventures, 2 doctors, 1 foe. A shady sounding description that is reluctant to give much away, however it seems that both stories introduced a new villain. Now using the cast list, the dual covers and a bit of brain work, it seems that the villain will be called the Network, a computer or artificial intelligence gone rogue, or is there a different monster entirely that I'm just not seeing? Now I mentioned the cast, so other than the Docs we have Gorman as the Network. Now if that name sounds familiar, Cardiff Clan, then that's because Byrne played Dr. Owen Harper in Doctor Who's spin-off Torchwood, and still does, lending his talents to Big Finish's Torchwood range from time to time. Now like every guest star I'm going to reveal, none are playing the original characters from the show. So the next famous faces are the Darvill playing Kook, a soldier you can see on the cover next to a character called Joshi played by Mina Anwar, standing determined in a shipwreck. The pair have both appeared in Doctor Who with Arthur as Rory Williams, and Mina who played Geeta Chandra in the Sarah Jane Adventures and Goodthing in Doctor Who. Then we have Catherine Drysdale, who previously portrayed Bliss in everyone's favourite Love and Monsters. Now she plays the character Jasmine. Then adding to the cast we've got Paul Clayton, who plays Edwards, but may sound familiar as Murgrass from The Infinite Quest, Mr. Bartle from Planet of the Ood, or as Colchester from the Torchwood audios. Finally we have Stephen Critchlow as the General, Jack DeVos as Oravian, Jacob Dubman plays Guard, Marlene Stevens plays Oriven, and Ines de Klerk portrays Fry. A lengthy cast full of talent and experience in the universe of Doctor Who. This 60-minute dual story will be available as a double A-sided vinyl release coming to select UK Asda stores later this year on the 27th of November 2020, and will feature a different incarnation of the Doctor on each side, and will also be released on split red and blue vinyl. Now I don't have a vinyl player, but as a fan of the show I've got to say that looks incredible. Plus you can download the story digitally in December 2020 costing only £8.99. Now writer and producer Alfie Shaw said regarding the release, director Scott Hancock has pulled together an amazing who's who of Doctor Who for the cast. We've got alumni from the series as well as Torchwood and the Sarah Jane Adventures. It's been an honour to create Big Finish's first commissioned for vinyl story, and utterly thrilling to write for both the 8th and 10th Doctors. With David Tennant adding, the Doctor in Time Lord Victorious is a different character. He's slightly lonelier, slightly scratchier, when he doesn't have one of his pals to hold him back. But it's nice to tell stories from different times of his life. You just have to try and make sure you're in the right mindset. The script is fascinating, I've only got one side of it, but I'm very aware there's more to this story, that there's another Doctor on the other side of the disc. I look forward to getting my LP so I can listen to it all. A story so sound that appearing on the brilliantly designed cover by Lee Binding, which is stunning as always, praised by executive producer and monster master Nicholas Briggs, becomes an achievement, with Nina Anwar's childhood heart leaping as she claims it to be a dream come true, continuing by saying on Twitter, "So excited and honoured to record with Big Finish. They have been tremendous during lockdown, thank you for my debut cover photo too," out in December. Plus Paul McGann, like most fans after watching an episode of Doctor Who, had this statement. I've read this script twice through, and I'm still none the wiser. I'm more confused after the second time than I was the first. It's only while working on it that I've become aware of how it's going to be structured. It really appeals to me, the idea that it's in 2 parts on 2 sides of vinyl. I think it's fun for people listening. Part of the excitement is when the different incarnations meet. Or nearly meet. For a story we don't know much about, the plot surely thickens as the excitement grows. Knowing the cast and crew are this excited about the project really does show the passion they put in, and hopefully a spectacular story awaiting us. And now before I wrap up this short and sweet video, I thought I'd chat about a few more breadcrumbs added to the trail of Time Lord Victorious, including the knowledge that the Doctor Who 2021 annual will feature some connection to the event. Could it be a story, a fact file, or some puzzles? We'll have to wait and see. Now I always loved the annuals as a kid, so for a younger viewer or a nice collector's piece, I'm sure this book will be brilliant for fans of any age. And finally, we have some more panels and pages from Titan Comics' contribution to the Patchwork Project, showing the 10th Doctor played by Daleks following him at every turn. What do they want this time, and who or what is the new enemy of the Daleks? So that is the rundown on the latest Time Lord Victorious news, a project full of creativity, character and of course confusion. If you want to check out my playlist all about the project, I discuss everything from novels, comics, audios, artwork and figurines for previous announcements in much more detail. It's a project I really can't help being excited by, but what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button to show your support and subscribe to keep up to date with everything Who, from theories, histories and plenty more madness. And if you're really enjoying what I'm doing here, then I'd love it if you considered being a Patreon, like Time Lord tier supporter Stefan Pastran, who gets to see a selection of my videos 24 hours before anyone else, receives a shout out and brand new downloadable poster every single month. If they sound like things that you would be interested in, then check out my Patreon page and help the channel grow from as little as £3 a month. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.